All right, welcome everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, as you all know, I got my pre-order in and I stayed up fairly late last night working on designs from all the different suites. But what I finally decided to do was to, instead of trying to show you everything at once, until we can get back and having classes, I'm going to go ahead and I will be having a Facebook Live on Tuesday as normal, and then on Saturdays at 10 o'clock until we can actually meet together and play. So, and I might squeeze another one in. We'll see how much time I have. Squeeze another one in to see if I can start showing you some of the products from my pre-order. So my name is Julie Brown. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for a little over 5 years. I do hold in-class card classes at my home usually, but COVID-19 has made it so that is impossible. But we will be back to that as soon as possible. So as usual, if you guys are here, make sure you type in a comment. And I see Brenda's here. Good morning, Brenda. Type in a comment. And good morning, Vanessa. And let me know that you're here. And as I'm going through this, please, please, please ask questions. If you're not understanding something, please just ask a question and let me know. So I want to kind of give you guys a layout of what I'm going to be doing. So what I decided to do, because I do have a lot of beginning stampers that have joined our group or joined in on these Facebook Lives, I decided that I'm going to always try to do a simple stamping card. That way, all you need to have is the stamp set and ink and cardstock. So I will be try to be doing one of those for each of these suites as we move along. So let's get started. Oh my goodness, and I forgot to put up the code for these. So I am working with the Beautiful World, and this is actually called the World of Good Suite. So you can buy the whole suite, or you can buy the bundle, which this would be the bundle. The suite includes ribbon, paper, an embossing folder, a Memories and More pack, and some brass sheets. So, and the brass sheets are like the gold foil, but it's brass foil. So the suite has a lot in it. But always remember, anytime I talk about suites, you can always buy either just the stamp, just the dies, the stamp and the dies, just the paper. You can, but Stampin' Up! Has made it easy so that there is one number for the suite. And so you guys need to, this is your time to be doing your wish list on the things that you think you're going to like. All right, are we ready? Let's get started. Okay, so the first card that I am going to do is our simple stamping card. And for this, I'm using the Misty Moonlight. I'm still getting used to the new names of all the new colors. Oh, let me make the lights a little bit brighter. There we go. And so this is our card base. And then you will need a 4 by 5 1/4 Whisper White piece. You will need a 2 by 4 Whisper White piece. And a 2 1/4 by 4 1/4 Early Espresso. So let me I want to go over really quick. So obviously all of the in colors go with this suite, but also all except the magenta madness. So the cinnamon cider, bumblebee, crumb cake, mossy meadow, misty moonlight, early espresso, and then of course the brass foil sheets. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do some simple stamping just to show you guys you can make some really cool cards with just ink, stamp, and cardstock. I know I don't do this very often, but we're doing it today. So because I don't have the ink colors yet, I am going to be using Night of Navy instead of the Misty Moonlight. So let's bring in our stamps. And I'm going to be using both of the world stamps. So if you guys haven't seen this, it has both of these world stamps. So we're going to be using both of these. And then I'm also going to be using this little, it's like a compass. And I will point out on this, when you guys, just so you guys know, if you get this set, when you're putting on your label, make sure that you're paying attention, because it does actually say east and west. So make sure you're paying attention to the W, and make sure that you're putting it, when you're putting your label down, that you've got that W facing the same side as the W on the stamp. So just a little tip for this set. That way, if you're trying to get it so that it has, you know, the east and the west done correctly. Okay, and then what else am I using for this one? Oh, okay, I'm going to use the feather, or I guess it's a oh, what do they call these? An ink twill writing implement. Okay, so mine froze. Okay, we're good. Just wanted to make sure mine froze on my end, so hopefully we're not going to have buffering problems the whole day. All right, and then I'm going to use the saying, I'm going to use life is a beautiful journey. And just another heads up, you know, graph paper is really helpful. So if you can at any time get graph paper, that is the best thing to do. And so, and of course, Stampin' Up! Does sell it. So what I do is I kind of line this up on the graph paper, and then I, oh, and I think I've got that. I may have to use my, let's see. Yep. So I'm using one of my paper pumpkin blocks for this. And then I pick it up. That way I know it's straight on the block. Okay? All right. So let's get stamping. So I'm actually going to stamp the front of the cardstock. And I'm just going to, and my Night of Navy, I should have re-inked, but I didn't. So I'm going to have to make sure I get a good bit of ink on here. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to stamp it off right there. And then I'm going to do, I'm going to shut this. I'm going to do one up in this corner. And then I'm going to come in with the other world, because as you can see, one of it is like the United States and Mexico, and then this is Europe and Africa and all of that. Okay, and so I'm going to, let's see, let's put this one right here. And it's okay if you stamp off. Stamping off actually kind of makes it look kind of cool. And so this one is going to be down in this corner. And then I'm going to I'll come back in with this one. This one may be covered up, but we'll see. So I'm going to put another one of these right in the middle. And then I'm going to come in with, and you know what? And even if I had the Misty Moonlight, now that I'm looking at this, the Night of Navy actually looks really good on this because it pops. So now I'm going to come in with my little compass, and I'm going to fill in some of these spots. Again, we're going to close that because I'm going to be stamping off up there. And then we want one down here. And I want another one right there. Okay, so I'll bring that closer so you can see it. So isn't that cool? It looks pretty cool. All right. So let me clean those. Well, I won't clean them yet because, oh yeah, no, I'm not done with those. Okay, so while I've got these out, I'm going to go ahead and for the inside of the card, Again, I'm going to stamp the worlds, and I'm going to be stamping off. And I'm just going to put one in this corner, and then I'm going to put one in that corner. And you can see I'm not being exact. I'm just kind of winging it. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. Don't try to be so precise with everything that you're doing. So I want to clean these really quick. We will be using them. Oh, I'm not sure actually. The other cards are kind of using a lot of the other parts of the suite. So let me just get these cleaned. Yeah, Vanessa, you wish for it all. Me too. Believe it or not, I didn't buy it all. Close on the pre-order. But wait till you guys see the book. Oh my gosh. I mean, my wish list is so long. It's crazy. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the 2x4 sheet. I'm going to line that up, and then I'm going to bring in the Early Espresso ink. And, oops, I'm getting my finger in it. Ink it up really good. Get that nice and straight. Let's hope I can get it on here straight. Of course, if I'm doing this at home and I have the Stamparatus, I would be using the Stamparatus to make sure that I have everything stamped. You know what, Vanessa? I don't know. I haven't even gotten a book yet. So they usually send out the demonstrator books, which they've told us they have. But yay, Brenda, you got your pre-order. But yeah, no, we usually get our books first, but I have not even gotten a catalog yet. And I did do the mail selector, which means it's coming directly from Stampin' Up! To you guys. And so I don't know the answer to that. I wish I did. It's really frustrating for me as well. But like I said, with this COVID-19, it's got the mail service messed up. It was really funny. I sent my mom a Mother's Day card and I paid to have it shipped so that it got there in time for Mother's Day, paid the extra money, and it didn't get there in time. And so I was really ticked that I paid the extra. Oh, nope, I'm not done with this. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with our little quill. I think that's what it's called. Brenda, you got your catalogs 2 days ago? Oh my gosh. Oh, you ordered the 8. Yeah, I'm just talking about the individual catalogs. I didn't order the 8 because I sent them out to everybody. Okay, so then we're going to come in with this little quill. And we'll put one there. And put one on this side. Oops, I messed up. Dang it. I'll have to figure out how to fix that later. I can show you guys a quick, when it's on white, sometimes you can fix it with a white gel pen. Doesn't always look great. Oh, so yeah, Brenda, you haven't received your complimentary one yet. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. All right, so let me see if I can get this. So sometimes when you make little marks like this, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a little mark here. You can actually take a white gel pen and just put little dots. And sometimes you have to go back over it, but that'll help to cover that up. I can still see it right now, but then I'll have to put another layer on. Or I could put something else. Oh yeah, I do. I did do my extra order as well, Brenda, but I did it kind of late, so I haven't gotten any catalogs. So yay, Brenda, at least you have a catalog to look at. How fun. Hopefully you're already marking it all up with the things that you want. All right. So then I'm just going to take this and I am going to mat it onto the Early Espresso. All right, and then we're going to just take this with dimensionals and this is how when you have like just the ink, and like I said, I just wanted to show everybody that, you know, you don't have to have, the tools are great, and yes, it makes it fun, but you don't have to have all of that stuff to make fun cards that people would love to receive. All right, so okay, so then we're just going to take this and pop this up on the front. I don't think I got that quite even, but close enough. And then take the inside, because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to put on the inside yet, so I will probably add something later, or just leave it blank so that I can write my own little note, because this is kind of, you know, this would be a really good card for graduation, even though I'm not saying congratulations. But one of the stamps in this set, and that's probably what I'll end up putting in here, is congratulations on this new beginning. So that would be a really good one to put in the middle right there. All right, so first card done. What do you guys think? So it is simple. These are what we call simple stamping. And it's just, again, using ink, stamps, and cardstock. So I still think it looks pretty cool. All right, card one. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do is, because this one comes with a Memories and More card pack, I wanted to show you how you could use the Memories and More cards to design a card. All right, so let me pull that. I've got all of my kits. So, and for those of you that scrapbook, stay through to the end, because I do have, yeah, I do have a 2-page scrapbook layout to show you. Okay, so for this one, I'm using this one that says Dare to Live the Life You've Always Wanted to. Yeah, you can case any of these, Brenda. And of course, this is one from the Memories and More pack. And then I cut, this is a 3 by 5 1/4, and it's this one, but I'm going to be using this side for the 3 by 5 1/4. And then this one, it's the same one. I did 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and then 4 by 5 1/4 of the crumb cake. And so I just noticed that I did not score my sheet here, so we're going to do that really quick. All right, and then I need to go grab my Big Shot, because the first thing we're going to do is run this through the embossing folder. So hold on one second. I forgot I hadn't run that through yet. So, all right, so here we go. And I know this is going to be at an angle, so you may not get to see like the whole thing. Okay, again, if you're using your Big Shot, you are going to need this 3D embossing plate, which is on the last chance list. So if you don't have it, then you want to make sure that you get it if you don't plan on buying the new die cutting machine. So this embossing folder, you need to always decide like which side you want to have the, I'm going to call them the mountain edges on. So if you feel this, you can feel that this is pushed up, this is pushed down. So this is the side that is going to be pushed up, and it's going to push it through. Okay, so because this is the side I want the push up on, I'm going to lay it face down on the valley side and then put it in like that. And I hope I'm doing this right. We'll see in just a minute. And then we're just going to put that through. And I'll see if I can explain what I was talking about. Okay, so if you can see, that's the valley side. And then see how it's more popped up. I don't know if you can see because of the, there you go. So I wanted that pop up on this side of the paper. All right, let me move that out of the way. Okay, so now the other thing that you need to be aware of is that when you run things through an embossing folder, sometimes it makes it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to redo this and make sure that it still measures at 5 1/4, because this piece is also 5 1/4. All right. And I want them to be the same. So just keep in mind, anytime if you're wanting your two pieces to be the same height or width, and you run it through an embossing folder, you do want to go back and remeasure, because it could have made it a little bit smaller, which means you would want to cut this piece down a little bit more. So again, just keep that in mind. Okay, so then I'm going to come in with this piece, and oh, you know what? I am almost out of, I knew I was going to need more. I've been making so many cards that I'm running out of all of my adhesive. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up so that it has a little bit of an edge here. Kind of like if I was putting down a 5 by 4 1/4 or 4 by 5 1/4 sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that one down first. And I know it's hard to see. There you go, because it's kind of matchy-matchy. And then I'm going to come in, no, I'm not. So then I'm going to come in with this piece, and I'm going to adhere this part of it to this. And again, I've taught you guys how to do this before. If you turn it over, and of course my pencil is missing, so I guess I'll have to eyeball it. But the best way to do it, oh wait, I think I found it, yes. The best way to do it is just kind of draw yourself a little line, just so you know like what side to put the glue on. Now for this one, because it has dimension on it, I am going to be using the liquid glue, because that just tends to hold better to stuff that has dimension on it. Whew, it's getting hot already down here. All right, so then I'm going to come on with this, and I'm going to try to center it top and bottom. And stick it on that side and lay that down. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be bringing in this, oh, I love this ribbon. It's like a faux suede ribbon, and it's so much fun. It just feels cool. So I'm going to bring that in, and we are going to snip that. And then I'm going to be using one of the antique corner slides and corners and slides element. It's got these little buckles in here, which are so much fun. I'm using these a lot, so pretty sure I'm going to have to reorder some of this, because I'm really liking these. And then you just thread that through. So that's what it looks like. All right. And then I'm going to kind of measure it, because it's okay if it covers the L a little bit, but I want a little bit of this side showing. So the best way that I found to actually get this adhered correctly is I'm going to bring in my mini glue dots, and I'm actually going to put one on the back of this little buckle. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if it'll focus. No, I gotta lay it in my hand. Can you see the little glue dot on the back? Okay. All right. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of place this where I want it. And I think I want that a little bit higher, which means I've got to move my ribbon down. All right, so yeah, I want it like right there. So then I can push that down and it's gonna pretty much hold it for me while I get the rest of this placed. So then what I'm gonna do is take another glue dot and put it on the ribbon. And then make sure I look at the front before, and then I'm just gonna fold that over. Hey Mel, welcome. So I've already done a simple stamping card with this World of Good set. And now I'm doing one using, this one comes with Memories and More cards. So I'm using that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with that one. I'm gonna take a glue dot, put it on the tip of my ribbon. And then that allows me to get this lined up how I want it. And then I can just fold that over. So that makes it a lot simpler. And so again, because this is dimensional, I'm using liquid glue. And you'll see I am putting glue on the ribbon. And then of course on this side. All right. So this is kind of the tricky part to this, is trying to get this lined up. So basically, I'm trying to use somewhat the lines on this other design right here to try to get this straight and make sure that so it looks like, and I'll show you in just a second, I'll bring it closer and show you what I did. Okay, so basically, as you can see, there was a line here, and I was able to just kind of look at the measurement between that line to get that lined up. All right, so there's that. And then, so on the inside, I want to use the life, is that one? Okay, but this is the tricky part because this was in white, I wanted to get white on this. And it would have been better if I had, like it probably would be better for me just to stamp it onto this because it would show better. But I want to put the crumb cake in there. So I'm going to use my Craft Whisper White ink. And you really have to get, again, I probably should have re-inked this. Because I want to make sure I get a good covering of ink on here. It needs to look pretty dark on your stamp, which that's not dark enough yet. So but we have to be careful because this also tends to smear if you get too much. So it's kind of a delicate balance. But I want to make sure it looks really white on the stamp. I think I'm almost there. Okay, let's try it and see. And again, you don't want to push like real hard because then you get all of the edges. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure and try not to, I want it more straight down and straight up. Yeah, see, that didn't come out very good. You can barely see it. So we'll try it one more time on this side. This is what I'm talking about, that if I don't like the way this comes out, then I probably will just stamp it directly onto the Early Espresso, just so that it looks the same. Okay. I think I've got enough on. So I think I need to put a little bit more pressure was my problem. I was trying to be so very careful. Oh, it moved a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put a little more pressure to make sure it gets a... This is probably, it would be a really good one for the Stamparatus. Okay, so that's better. Not perfect, but it is better. You can see it. All right. So yeah, this would be like Stamparatus 101. This is definitely one of those reasons why you would want to use your Stamparatus, because you could continue to re-stamp until you got it as dark as you wanted. So I need to clean this one off quick because it's that craft ink, and it tends to want to stick to the stamps. Okay, so then this goes on the inside. And again, I just kind of wanted to give you guys, with this one, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a idea of how you can use those memories and more cards. I mean, those of us that are scrapbookers, it's a no-brainer. We know how to use them. But if you're a card maker and you don't do scrapbooking, how do you implement them on your cards? And this is how. And these are quick cards. Quick cards. Okay? So there you go. So guys, that came out pretty cool, I think. Again, it's kind of another simple card, but I just wanted to show you how when you use all of the tools in the suite, you can really make cards that come out pretty easy. So it just says, dare to live the life you've always wanted. Life's a beautiful journey. Yay! Card 2 is done. What do you guys think of that one? Let me know. All right. So card number 3, and I did bring in more details, but I just wanted to let you know, you haven't seen me use the dies that much. That's because I really used them on the card layout. I mean, on the page layout. So I kind of saved that for the page layout, even though you could do all of that on the card. Okay. So for this card, we are using the new color, Misty Moonlight. Hey, Cassie, you're here to see the third card. Okay, so there's Misty Moonlight. And then you will need, this is part of that designer series paper. Can you see the shimmer? Oh, pretty, huh? And then the other side is the bumblebee. And this piece is 2.5 by 4 1/4. And then you will need a crumb cake piece that is 1.5 by 2.5. And then you will need early espresso that is 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. You're going to need a crumb cake that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then this is the other side of that paper. I'm using the opposite side. And this one is 1 inch by 3 inches. Okay, so let's get this one put together. Again, most of the cards I did are pretty simple cards, but I'm just trying to show you guys how to use all of the elements. Cassie, you like sleeping. It's because you stay up so late. Actually, I stayed up last night because I got my pre-order in and I was designing all of these cards. So, yay. Okay, so you're going to take your designer series paper and it's going to go just directly on the bottom, flush. You're going to make it flush with the left, right, and bottom edges and stick that on there. And then you're going to come on with this other little piece. Same thing. We're just going to, I have a really hard, I don't know about you guys, I have a really hard time not using this side because it is so pretty. But hey, I can handle it. Haha, we'll see. Okay, and then this one, I'm going to bring in. And I will tell you guys this. Sometimes I cut these pieces a little bit bigger because even like this one, I cut it just a tad bit bigger because it's a lot easier to trim it off than it is to make it short and it doesn't fit. All right. Okay, so then we're going to take this piece and we're going to come in with this stamp from this one that says Adventure Awaits. This is a stamp set that my daughter Cassie should have. Her and her family do so many fun things. Even she was complaining, she was looking at a calendar that she made me from last year, and she was saying how Oh, it's so sad because I won't have all these pictures for next year's calendar because we're not doing anything. But then I told her, you need to look at your Facebook. You guys are out doing a lot of stuff. So they've actually found really fun stuff to do. And this one I'm going to put at an angle. Even though, you know, we're self-isolating, her and her family have found some really fun activities to go do. And so I tried to, you know, tell her, you might have more indoor pictures this year, but you guys are still doing some fun stuff. I think all of us kind of feel that way, don't we? Okay, so then we're going to take this. And again, remember how I told you, if you line it up on graph paper, you know your paper's straight, then it's just a matter of trying to get your card straight. If you have a Stamparatus, this is not an issue. Okay, so then it just says adventure awaits. And we're going to clean this one up. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I've made 2 cards in like less than 30 minutes and I'm already on my 3rd card. I was trying to make these easy for you guys. And apparently it's really easy. All right, so let me put that one back. Okay. So then you're going to take this one and you're going to mat it onto the early espresso piece. So that will be matted onto there. And I know these are more masculine cards, but I was thinking that once I get in these other inks, I could make it more for a girl too, because this card is going to be perfect to give someone for graduation, or someone who's moving, someone who is starting a new job. All of these cards would be, you know, really good for those things. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, now I usually use tear and tape when I'm putting ribbon on. Unfortunately, this ribbon is a little bit smaller than the tear and tape. And I could use glue dots, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, again, and I'll be trimming this one more time, but I'm just going to trim that down. And then I'm actually going to use my liquid glue. Now you need to be careful doing this little technique because you don't want a thick line of glue. So I'm just going to run a really thin line of glue right across the top. And I'll bring this closer so you can see. I ran that right across the top of that designer series paper sheet. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my ribbon and just do, it's going to go flush right up against that. And I'm just going to press that down. Now, if I was at home and I was making a bunch of these, I would probably set these aside to dry a little bit, but because I'm teaching a class, I'm not going to be doing that. So then all you do is you just flip it over and you're going to clip that side. And again, I'm going to keep, you'll see me keep pushing because I want to make sure that the glue is adhering. And then again, we're going to clip it right there. All right. So now I've got that ribbon on there. And this actually glues really well with the liquid glue. So I think it's because it's that faux, you know, the faux suede. And so it actually catches on to that really good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this to the card front. And I don't do like exact measurements when I'm doing this. I just kind of eyeball it. The only time I do exact measurements is if I'm wanting things to fit a certain way. So I kind of like said, okay, I want to go about halfway into this strip over here. And I want to try to center it top and bottom. So that's kind of how I do that. Okay. And so then I'm going to have this, this would just be like a scrap piece of the Misty Moonlight. And part of what comes in the Memories and More card pack is this really cool sticker sheet. Isn't this fun? And so I'm going to use this one right here. And I'm going to pull that off, and voila, all the stuff came out of it. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to stick that on here. So I'm going to adhere it to this scrap piece. And then I think this is a 1 3/8 circle punch. If you don't have that, I'm sure that we have some circle dies that would do the same thing. And then I'm just going to go in and leave a little bit of an edge, and I'm just going to punch that out. Okay. And then I'm just going to put glue on the top and the bottom, because I don't want glue in the center because it's kind of raised up. Cassie, you'll have to give Tori a hard time because you're here and she's not. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to lay that there. And then one of the die pieces, so I did use the die, but I cut it out ahead of time. So one of the dies is this little swirl. And like I said, I'm going to show you, I used a lot of these other dies on the 2-page layout. So that's why I wasn't too worried about using them here. So again, I'm just going to come in with my Tombow liquid glue and just put little baby dots. When you're doing this, you pretty much don't even have to squeeze that much. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to stick the little swirl right there. And I did use the brass. It's like the gold foil sheets, but it's brass. All right, so there's the front of that card. And then on the inside, I took our world and I took the, all right, I have lost my Night of Navy ink, and I am going to, now this one I don't want it to be really dark, so I might even need to stamp off a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to come in, I'm going to line it up with my graph paper, come in, and we're going to put that world right in the middle. And it's light, but I wanted it to be light. Oh, hey, Flora. So I'm actually on my third card for those of you that are just joining me. Remember, this will be there so you can go back. So I did a simple stamping card, and I did a card using the Memories and More pack. And now I'm doing one that is using more of the Designer Series paper. And then I'm going to show you the 2-page layout that I did. And I'll go over all the dimensions for that. So then I'm going to come in with my congratulations on this new beginning. And remember, I've taught you guys the best way to is also line this up on your graph paper and then pick it up with your stamp. And then I'm going to use the Early Espresso ink. And this one I want to be fairly dark because I'm going to be stamping over that world. Okay, again, I'm going to line this up. All right. Then I'm going to come in and try to get this centered. Put pretty good pressure. So that's what it says. Congratulations on the new beginning. Again, can you guys imagine? This would be a good card for, you know, someone moving, someone starting a new job, someone graduating, going off to college, someone that had a new baby, right? Adventure awaits. Is that not a true statement? Absolutely. They don't even know, these first-time parents, do they? Adventure definitely awaits with a new baby. And this would be a really good one for a little boy, and, you know, I might add some more babyish type stuff for that, but definitely a true statement. Whoops. And then I'm going to line that up. All right. So there's that card. So this is Adventure Awaits. And again, I am using the World of Good suite that's coming out in June. I know you guys can't order this stuff yet, but the reason I'm doing all of this is so you can get your wish list together. And remember, that's, I don't know if you can see the shiny on the bottom. And then the inside. All right, so let me bring in the 3 cards really quick, and then well, actually, before I do that, I want to go ahead and bring in the scrapbook page. And I'm gonna go over measurements. Oh, Mel, I'm glad you like it. I'm gonna go over the measurements. I pre-did the scrapbook page because it takes a little while to put a scrapbook page together. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like. And I don't know if I can get both. Yeah, I got to do one page at a time. Okay, so this is the left side. All right. And as you can see, this is the designer series paper. I'll bring it closer. This is a matte paper, so that's a designer series paper. This is from the cards and the Memories and More card pack, and so is this. I stamped these in Night of Navy, and then I colored it in with Crumb Cake. And I don't know if you can tell on this one, it's hard to see, but I used that Old World embossing folder, and I embossed the blue, and then the photo would go on top of that. I stamped the little quill and the ink and cut that out with the die sets. So let me just so here's the die sets. So basically I stamped this and I cut it out with this one. I stamped these 2 and cut it out with this one and this one. Okay, so, and then this was on, I don't know, but it's on one of these sheets in the Memories and More card. All right, so, and then I took the ribbon and went across, I don't know if you can see that. Oh gosh. There is ribbon across the middle here. And I put that on before I put this on, and then again I tied a little bow with the same ribbon. I don't know why the light is not showing this very good. Okay, so let me talk about the sizes. So these 2 pieces, top and bottom, you need 2 cut 2 by 12, and these are directional, so pay attention to how you're cutting that out. And then this designer series paper here is a 4 by 8. This obviously is one of the 3 by 4 Memories and More card. And you can write what you want here. This blue Night of Navy, again, I had to use Night of Navy because when I did this one, I did not have the new colors in yet. So this one is a 7 by 7. All right, so there's that page. Okay, so let me bring in the second page. I wish I might have to, maybe I can zoom out. So here's the second page. Again, another card from the Memories and More pack. Okay, and so on this one, these 2 pieces, you can see I had to cut them different. So I had to use 2 pieces of this paper because it is directional. Let me bring it in and show you. So I had to cut it so that the world goes that way. And then this one I had to cut it so that the worlds ran this way. So that the world, I always wanted to make sure that the worlds were facing up and down. Okay. So 2 2 by 12s. The center piece is this is the paper that's in the suite. And this is 7 by 12. Again, this is one of the 3 by 4 Memories and More, the little cards that are in there. And then I ran the ribbon around that. And let me bring it closer. I have the little element. And then these 2 blue Night of Navy, are 5x5, and I did run these through the embossing folder. The one that goes with this, what's it called? The Old World Paper embossing folder. I tied ribbon here and here. I stamped the world in Night and Navy and then colored it in with the crumb cake. And then I don't know if you can see, I cut out the stand that the world goes on. And so for this one, I used this to cut out the worlds, and I used this one to cut out the stands. All right. There was something I was going to tell you, and I just forgot. Oh, okay. So to finish these off, now, just so you know, I'm going to put a 4x4 photo that covers this white piece. But I wanted to show you how cool this looks when you use the rest of these little elements. So once my photo is on there, then I'm going to add these little elements to it. On each of the, and I have enough in here to do every single photo. So I'll bring this in so that you guys can see it, because I obviously can't lift this up. But I would take these little corners and that's in this element packet and stick that on each of the corner. And again, my photos, I don't think I would even show a white outline. This is a 4x4 photo on this one. So let me see if I can bring that in so you can see. So see how cool those elements are? They put the little corners on your pictures, the little brass corners. So that's what I would do once I get my photos on this. Let me see if I can get you back out. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get both of them laying side by side, because they look really cool side by side, but I'm going to have to move a bunch of stuff to see if I can get the whole picture here. So let me see if that, I'm going to try. All right, and it looks like I'm going to have to move this stuff back. Whoops. All right, so let me see if I can pull it up. You can't see all of it, but what do you guys think? That's the 2-page layout. So I know I haven't done a layout in a long time, but I was so inspired by this because, you know, I've done a lot of traveling. And we have so many pictures of my kids when they went on trips, and I just had to do one of these. So I'll separate that a little bit just so you can see. And again, I would have the 4 edges here and the 4 edges there. So yeah, there's the 2-page layout. Oh, Mel, I'm so glad you love it, right? I love this whole suite. Okay, so let me pick this up, and I'm going to bring in the cards. I didn't want to lose those because I don't have them adhered down. And like I said, my picture would absolutely cover that white. So let me bring in the cards that we did. Okay, so there's that one. And this is the one using the, I guess I need to move the 2-page layout because you can't see the cards very well. Okay. So I hope you guys liked the layout. So again, here's the cards. And the first one, this was my simple stamping card, right? Yes, Mel, you are going to get a new catalog, but because of COVID-19, again, none of us have, I don't even have my catalog yet. So this is the simple stamping. All I used was ink, stamps, and cardstock. This was using the Memories and More card pack. I just took that saying off the front, and I did run this through that embossing folder. And then the inside, I wanted to use white to match the front. And then this was using more of the Memories and More. I used a die. I used the Designer Series paper on this one. Okay, So there's the cards. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be on Tuesday, and Tuesday I am going to be using, let me show you, just so you guys can get ready. Okay, so Tuesday I have designed cards with this stamp set. So this is the Celebrate Sunflowers with the dies. And I can't wait for you guys to see these cards. I'm so excited for you to see these cards. Again, I did a simple stamping, and then I did more for one that's kind of a hobbyist, and then I did more for one that's an avid stamper or a card maker. Okay, so this is what's coming up on Tuesday. Again, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the class and getting a look at what this suite can do. I have to tell you, I'm in love with my 2-page layout. I love it. I had so much fun with that. And like I said, I used a lot of the dies, and I apologize for not using more dies on the cards, which absolutely you can. And I'm sure I will be making more with this set, with the dies, to show you the versatility, I can't even talk today. All the different things that you can do with this die set. So, let's pop in here. So I am so happy that you guys joined in. And like I said, from now until we can again meet face to face, I will be doing Facebook Lives on Tuesday, which is the normal time at 7. And then I will be doing Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. So, and I will be using all of my pre-order stuff for now, and then once June comes, hopefully we can meet together by June, right? I don't even know what to do. I usually have a big launch for you guys in June, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, so I'm still thinking about what to do with that. So yeah, oh Flora, I'm so glad you're excited about the sunflowers. So I had a really fun time. I've actually got all the cards made. I could show you, but I'm not going to. You have to wait till Tuesday and tune in then. So again, thank you for your time. Appreciate everybody taking the time to jump in here. And of course, guess what I'm doing the rest of the day? That would be correct. I am going to be designing with the rest of my pre-order. And again, I do want to state, everybody who has ordered from me, I did order a catalog for you, so you should be getting it, but I don't know anyone yet. I've talked to other demonstrators across the world, and I don't know anybody yet who has gotten us as demonstrators haven't gotten our catalogs yet, and customers have not gotten them yet. Now, I do know that if people, like some demonstrators like Brenda, have ordered the 8-pack of catalogs, and I think those have come in. And I just ordered mine a couple days ago, so I'm not expecting it till next week. But I want to get my hand on the whole catalog. So anyway, again, thanks for joining me, and we will see you Tuesday at 7 p.m.